Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Celente, and it's Thursday, July 27th, 2023. And here are some of today's trends in the news. And remember, the trend is your friend, and you only get it from us, nowhere else. All the news media today is last week's news a week ago. It's just dumb shit anyway. Stupid celebrity basketball player's son gets, myocarditis. That's a big deal. How about all the other people dying from it? Who gives a fuck? We only care about celebrities, Celente. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're nothing but a greaser from the Bronx. They could give a shit about the rest of us, but something happens to a celebrity. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fucking world is going to crap. But anyway, on the market front, so the Dow had a historic 13 straight day winning streak, but the index fell 237 points today. And if it had gained the 14th day today, it would have tied its record winning streak going back to 1897. Shows you how the fucking thing is rigged. Anyway, the news all has to do with the Fed raising interest rates 25 basis points, as we said they were going to do, as 98% of the street said they're going to do. And now the guess is that they're going to do it again in September when they meet again. They're going to take off in August. And as we said, the higher interest rate goes, the stronger the dollar gets and the weaker gold gets. And that's exactly what happened. But then when they get to the end of raising them, that's going to be the beginning of the end, the death of the dollar, and it's going to begin the rise in gold prices. And again, we stick by our forecast that gold prices in 2023 will hit $2,200 an ounce. So the game is almost over. And over there in the EU, they just raised interest rates again today. So, and then the GDP numbers came out, and they were stronger than expected, 2.6% gain. So the cheap money that they pumped into the markets to keep the COVID war going, it's still going on, but it's going to hit an end as they keep raising interest rates, because this is really going to hit the small businesses the hardest, the medium-sized businesses that need to take out loans. And the office building bust. All these loans are coming due. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And now they got to pay more on their loans as they have less and less tenants. And again, in every week in the Trends Journal, we are giving you information about the office building bust you won't find anywhere, any place. So when you look, by the way, at the GDP numbers, consumer spending increased 1.8%. But then when you look at inflation, which they don't put into consumer spending, it actually decreased. And consumer spending accounts for nearly 70% of America's GDP. So let's put this into perspective. And that is that going back from the first quarter, it increased 4.2%. Consumer spending. So it's going to hit. The higher interest rates goes, there's not a recession now. It's going to sink in. And worse, what they've done over there in the European Central Bank, because countries are already in recession over there. Again, all your details are in your Trends Journal this week. And by the way, just go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. It's the grand total of $2.86 a week, a shitty cup of coffee. All right. This week's issue is almost 200 pages. Of course, you're not going to read 200 pages. You're going to read what you want. But from technocracy to high-tech science to health, fitness, to geopolitics, to economics, to AI, to technocracy, Joe Duran's section on technocracy, won't find anywhere else. It's We're giving you everything that you can't get anywhere else. End of story. And also hit the subscribe button and get more people to follow us. The more people we have, spread the word about peace, freedom, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness and entrepreneur opportunities, the better off we all are. All right. What else? The central bank, Christine Lagarde, the former head of the IMF and now the head of the bankster over there. Could you imagine believing the fucking shit spewing out of these shitheads' mouths? How fucking stupid can you be? How fucking stupid can you be? It's one big club and you ain't in it, and it's a club of fucking freaks. Hey, did you see what just happened to Dianne Not-So-Feinstein? Yeah. Her she couldn't speak at the Congress. She didn't know what the fuck to say today. She's out of her fucking mind. Mitch McConnell, poof. He got a stroke yesterday. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking clown. How fucking stupid, how fucking ballless, how gutless can you be to swallow the shit spewing out of the fucking mouth of these fucking clowns? Calm down, Celente. Be a coward like the rest of us. Be a gutless piece of fucking freak shit and let them steal your money and tell you what to do. Close down your business. We're still in school. Obey or be punished. They haven't gotten out of fucking kindergarten. We still got the fucking kindergarten teachers telling us what to do. And I ran away from kindergarten. That's right. PS 76, Spirit of 76. That's what I went to in the Bronx. And I crossed the Boston Post Road at 4.5 years old to escape fucking kindergarten. I hated every fucking day of school of my life. And I amounted to nothing. Anyway, speaking at a news conference, European Central Bank Christine Lagarde, Ms. Fachabrut, said, quote, our assessment of data will tell us whether and how much ground we have to cover. Oh, yeah? Hey, fuckface. You know the shithead that was spewing out, you just started raising interest rates last July, a year ago, that there was no fucking inflation. And calling people like Trends Journal full of shit when we said, no, this inflation's real. It was only temporary and transitory, according to her and Yellen. Oh, if only women were in charge. Yellen. How can you believe a Yellen? How can you believe a Yellen? Look at him. We're the same age. I hope I don't look as bad as her. Holy fuck. Anyway, so what else we have here? An ECB survey showed that corporate loans in the Eurozone dropped to their lowest level ever between the middle of June and July. Oh, their lowest low ever. Now it's even going to get worse. But don't worry. Things are going to look good during the summer. You're not going to get the reality until the end of September and October. So the euro went down. This is funny. The governing council will continue following data-dependent approach. What fucking data-dependent? There was fucking data out there that it was too fucking stupid to see. They're all a bunch of pieces of fucking shit. Get it in your head. Speaking of which, Fed lifts rates to highest level in 22 years. Quote, we've come a long way. Inflation repeatedly has proved stronger than we and others forecasters have expected. And at some point, that may change, Powell said. You and other forecasters? How about us? How about us? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Celente in the Trends Journal. You only have a track record of accuracy that nobody can touch. You're not a slime ball that we allow into the club. It's a slime ball club. And you gotta be a slime and a slick into it. Corporate debt was way cheap, but economy may pay a price. This is the today's New York Times in the business section. Ready for this? The fear is that debt comes due and businesses still need cash, are forced to renew their financing at much higher interest rates. Bankruptcies and defaults could accelerate. No fucking shit. No fucking shit. Already, corporate defaults this year are running at their fastest pace in more than a decade. For companies with public debt that trades on financial markets, outstripping the immediate after effect. Ba, 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 ba. Yep, this is just beginning. Again, office building bust, a banking crisis, the likes of which we've never seen before. Oh, major brands keep raising prices. Yep. Sales are down, but prices are up. There's no inflation. Go fuck off. And we raise prices. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola. You keep eating. That's wonderful stuff to drink. It's wonderful. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yep. Dragflation. Economy going down, inflation going up. Lending in the commercial real estate shrank for the first time since 2021. A sign that higher mortgage rates and tighter credit conditions are weighing on the sector. No shit. Well, if Bloomberg's talking about it, then it must be true. On and on. Well, but there's one article after another here. Refinancing is going to be difficult given the increase in rates last year and the tightening lending of standards in banks. This is the Wall Street Journal quote. There's a ton of commercial real estate that was not priced for the rate outlook we have going forward, said Jane Ramani, an analyst at Keefe, Bruyette, and Woods. Demand for space and office values have cratered, and many companies allow employees to work from home, writes the Wall Street Journal. Only 3 years too late on this. Again, you go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. We're giving you what nobody's giving you anywhere, any place, anyhow. And hit the subscribe button. Get more people getting this word out. Yeah, I feel abandoned. Businesses warn of bankruptcy as deadline to pay back COVID loan looms. This is from the Financial Post out of Canada. Nearly 250,000 small businesses receive the Canadian Emergency Business Account. Cheap fucking fake money that they pumped into the economy to fight the fucking war. Yep. Loans are in danger of shutting down because they aren't in a position to meet repayment deadlines, says the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses. And what else? On to the Ukraine war. This is an article on RT. U.S. tacitly endorsing Ukraine's anti-church crackdown. International organization failed to properly react to Kyiv's persecution of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, UOC, while the U.S., the self-proclaimed global champion of religious freedoms, is hushing up the crimes and even tacitly approves of them, the Russian Foreign Ministry claims. Amid the persecution of Orthodox believers in Ukraine, however, U.S. officials never criticized the destructive church policies of Zelensky. By their inaction, they apparently signal to the underlings that they approve of their lawless actions, the document concludes. And it goes on. So they could do anything they want to the Russian Orthodox Church. But could you imagine if it was a synagogue? Oh my God. Oh, that'd be different. This is an article in USA Today. Today. Zelensky is in a box. Some experts say Ukraine won't win the war. No fucking shit. Blow me away. We only said they couldn't win the war when the war began. U.S. lost every war since World War II, but is telling Ukraine how to beat Russia. And we go on to say, we forecast Russia will soon defeat the Ukraine army. Well, we weren't precisely right in that, but when we wrote this back in March, just days after the Russian invasion, everyone was saying the opposite, that Ukraine would win. And now Russia controls over 20% of Ukraine, or about 20%. And other articles. It's not the only one. One after another. We've had these articles up saying that Ukraine would lose. I've been saying it over and over and over and over. And there's your cover of your Trends Journal magazine. Don't count on the counteroffensive. So they quote this guy. Some experts, however, say a stalemate is the most likely scenario. What's stalemate? It's bullshit. Sean McFate, a professor at Syracuse University. Oh, that place up north of me in that fucking hellhole, Syracuse. Oh, he's a professor. He's a professor. I gotta listen to him. Fuck you, Celente, and Scott Ritter and Douglas McGregor for saying that Ukraine was going to lose. We got to listen to the professor. Here's what the professor says. He's a senior fellow in the Nonpartisan Atlantic Council. It's not nonpartisan. It's the Atlantic Council. It's a club. Think tank, stink tank. He says Zelensky's in a box. He can't win, but can't afford to lose either. What do you mean he can't afford? Oh, that means a false flag or a nuclear strike? NATO is experiencing donor fatigue and disappointment with Zelensky's bluster, McFate told USA Today. He's losing credibility, Ukraine's main asset. You mean after blowing this fucking guy up like crazy? Hey, how about bringing him to the U.S. Congress and everybody's standing up and applauding? Oh, you forgot that. Oh, he's losing credibility after all the bullshit that the prostitutes were selling for over a year. You forgot him going in Congress. Oh, and all of the shows that he appeared on. The U.S. has been winning battles and losing wars for 50 years, he said. No, they haven't been winning battles and losing wars. They lost wars. You don't win a battle and lose a war. I'm a fighter. You got it? You got it? I'm a fighter. You don't win a battle and then lose at the end. You lost. But this is the bullshit they throw down your mouth. And what else? Oh, then there's Israeli protests going on. I just want to read you a little bit about the hypocrisy and the lunacy. The hypocrisy that you cannot condemn Israel. They could do anything they want to the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, but Israel's religion could do anything they want to anybody, particularly the Palestinians. You ready? They're talking about the protesters that they lost now because the judicial reform first part of the act has gone through. Some of the protesters have driven 4 hours the far north to get to Jerusalem on Tuesday, a day after, you ready? This is New York Times language. Ultra-religious government passed a law limiting the powers of the High Court. Ultra-religious government. You don't believe in what I believe? I am an ultra-religious person. You only are supposed to believe in the religion I believe in. You have no freedom. It was the first step in a larger judicial overhaul plan that opponents fear will undermine Israeli democracy and the rule of law, end quote, from the New York Times. When all else fails, they take you to war. Watch the war. Watch Israel and their ultra-Orthodox religious leaders escalate the murder of more Palestinians, bombs away in Lebanon, and let's get something going with Iran. They're going to ramp this thing up. Yep. And again, we got a bunch of freaks running and ruining our lives. So get the shirt. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? And you look at the back. Hey, politicians, make it clear. Yep. These could be the last days of Israeli democracy, said Yuval Noah Harari, an Israeli author and historian of humanity. We might witness the rise of a Jewish supremacist dictatorship in Israel, which will not just be a terrible thing for Israeli citizens, but also a terrible thing for Palestinians, for Jewish traditions, and potentially for the entire Middle East. Exactly what we were saying. Are you going to call him an anti-Semite? If you're going to call me an anti-Semite, call him an anti-Semite. I'm not an anti-Semite. As I said, 3 of my last 4 girlfriends were Jewish. And you know why? You know the story, why Jewish men die before their wives. They want to. What else we got here? More on that Blockbuster. They took Blockbuster drugs for weight loss and diabetes. Now their stomachs are paralyzed. These are these news, Ozempic and Wegovy, however you pronounce this. Big article in CNN. So you got it. There is your cover of your Trends Journal. Blimpitis, USA, we're number 1. That's it. That's who we are. If America goes to war, get it in your head, everybody. We're too fat to fight. No way. Oh, that guy said we won the battles of the last 50 wars, but lost the wars. We didn't win the battles. We bombed the fucking shit out of innocent people, not man-to-man combat. Again, when they're too fat to fight, they'll do nuclear war. Don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. Oh, by the way, don't forget, I'll be at this rally on August 6th at the United Nations Humanity for Peace. So go to Humanity for Peace and find out more about it. No more Hiroshimas. Yep, I'll be one of the speakers, along with Scott Ritter and others. And it's up to you to do something, because if we don't unite for peace, these freaks are going to kill us in war. And donate. Donate to Occupy Peace. There's a few generous people that give what they can, and these are hardworking people. And we're the billionaires, not a penny for the billionaires and multimillionaires. You know, fuck you and peace. We're scumbags. We're gonna wait till you see the caskets they're gonna build, the billionaires. They're fucking gigantic. They're gonna take all their money with them when they die. Oh yeah, and they're gonna go to heaven. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to watch Celente and the Judge, the one that went up yesterday. It's terrific. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. See you at the rally. Get your T-shirt, and do what you can to bring peace on earth, goodwill to all. Thank you.
The Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
His work is actually a gold mine. Anybody interested in politics, political trends, economic trends, social trends, cultural trends, you have to follow him, Gerald Celente.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
Been a Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.